Module 10, Transparency, Accountability, and Fraud. In the complex, multi-layered programmatic supply chain, transparency failures are widespread. In this module, we look at where transparency breaks down and what the industry is doing about it. The famous "half my advertising budget is wasted, I just don't know which half" quote, often attributed to John Wanamaker, is especially apt in AdTech. Supply chain transparency is one of the biggest ongoing issues in the industry. Transparency is the foundation on which effective advertising relationships are built. Transparency in AdTech has 4 dimensions. Transparency on data. Do advertisers and users know what data is being collected, how it's being used, and who it's being shared with? Transparency on fees. How much of each advertising dollar actually reaches the publisher? Transparency on placement. Do advertisers know exactly where their ads ran? Transparency on measurement. Are the metrics you're seeing accurate? Are those impressions real? Were those clicks from humans? This is where fraud detection intersects with transparency. If your measurement isn't verified by an independent third party, you may be optimizing based on inflated or fraudulent numbers. Ad fraud is a massive and persistent problem. The $80 to $100 billion annual estimate makes it one of the largest sources of criminal revenue in the world. Bot traffic is the primary driver. Sophisticated bots can mimic human browsing behavior convincingly. Click fraud generates fake clicks to deplete advertiser budgets or generate revenue for fraudulent publishers on cost-per-click campaigns. Attribution fraud focuses on stealing conversion credit. Domain spoofing is particularly sophisticated. The advertiser thinks they're buying premium. They're actually buying fraud. Ad injection. The legitimate publisher loses revenue. The fraudster gets it. No single fraud detection technique is sufficient. The best approach layers multiple methods. Machine learning is the backbone of modern fraud detection. ML models trained on billions of legitimate and fraudulent events learn to recognize the signatures of fraud, and because they learn from patterns rather than fixed rules, they can identify new fraud techniques that weren't in the training data. Behavioral analysis examines how users interact with content. IP and traffic analysis examines network-level data. Traffic coming from data center IP ranges rather than residential ISPs is suspicious. SIVT and GIVT are the IAB's classifications for invalid traffic. IAS and Double Verify provide independent third-party verification that advertisers increasingly require before running any campaign. Blockchain-based solutions create tamper-proof logs of ad transactions, recording every impression, every bid, every click in an immutable ledger. These standards are the industry's self-regulatory response to fraud and transparency issues. Ads.txt in particular has been widely adopted and has significantly reduced domain spoofing. Publishers who haven't adopted ads.txt are a red flag for advertisers. Sellers.json is the complementary standard on the exchange side. Ad exchanges publish a sellers.json file listing all the publishers and intermediaries they work with. JRM, the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, defines a brand safety floor, content categories that all members agree are never acceptable for advertising. Ads.cert adds cryptographic signing to bid requests. That wraps up Module 10. Let's quickly recap what we covered. Why transparency matters in AdTech, types of ad fraud, fraud detection techniques, accountability standards.